Hi and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you what I got my kids for Christmas this year. So if you enjoy this type of content and other homeschool and lifestyle content, please remember to subscribe and let's get into it. Alright, so I know this is a much anticipated video every single year. It's a very exciting video, everybody needs ideas, and this year I feel I'm going to disappoint you because the short answer of it is we are getting our kids nothing for Christmas this year. And I'm sure everyone's like, what? But that's the short answer. Let me give you the longer version of it. If you've been around and don't just watch the Christmas videos, you will know we are going to Africa. We're going to live there for 6 months. So I am pre-filming this before we leave because I have a little more privacy here than I am going to have in Africa, and just to be able to get it out of the way and to be done with it so that I don't have to worry about it once we're there. So that's kind of nice for me. But it's going to be a little bit crazy while we're there, and something that my husband and I agreed on towards the beginning of us deciding to do this. He's on sabbatical, and so we're going to go stay there for 6 months and do some different things with him being an economist and stuff with our church and things like that. So we decided that we weren't going to celebrate birthdays or Christmas. Some people are like, you guys are crazy. And the big part of it is my kids, when we talk about celebrating those types of things, they think of presents, right? And being in another country with limited luggage allowance, whatever you would say. I don't even know. You know, it's hard to get a whole bunch of stuff or bring that stuff with us. And I don't even know what's going to be available. We're going to be in Benin, which is a small country in West Africa. And so I'm not even sure exactly what's available. And so we decided we weren't going to do any sort of presents. Almost all of us, so we have 8 people total in our family, 6 kids, 2 adults. Most of us, except 2 kids, have birthdays during the winter. A few of us are on the edge of that like fall, spring type of thing, but most of us are through the whole winter. And so we were like, we're just not going to do any sort of birthday celebrations, which doesn't mean we won't have a treat, and we'll celebrate however they like to do Christmas over there. We'll participate and do that kind of stuff, but we aren't doing presents for birthdays or for Christmas, at least not in the traditional sense. And so we decided on something else. It kind of just came up as we were planning this trip. And so that's what I'm going to tell you about today. But before I get there, I wanted to point out, if you do just want those videos with my kids' ages and going through presents that I got them, I have several from the past year, so I'll link some of those below. But I also have other Christmas videos where I tell about what we do, some things for homeschool, some of the traditions we have. I've shared other presents we've liked, stuff that we haven't liked. And so if you want to go through, I think everything is under a Christmas playlist, then you can just go back and look through all of those things, because I'm not going to be doing a ton of that kind of stuff. I will be vlogging our experiences in Africa. So if you want to know how that all goes, stick around and watch that kind of stuff. We leave in 3 weeks, which is a little bit like right now, but you will see this after we're already there. So anyways, if you want to see all those experiences, stay with us. But I just want to let you know, if you want those types of videos, I have several from the past years and you can go check those out. So if we aren't actually doing Christmas presents on Christmas, what are we doing? And the answer for Christmas itself is nothing that I know of yet. But we are doing some sort of Christmas present for our family. And this is going to be the first time we've done an experience type thing for Christmas. And the reason why is because I generally try to keep our Christmas budget around $200 or less per child. It also depends on their age and stuff. Like littler kids, I usually spend less, and then they get a small Santa something or whatever. So most of the time we're not spending, it's between $2,000 and $3,000, which may be a lot for some people, may be nothing for a lot of people. And it's not always that much. It just kind of depends on the year, what sales I can find, and different things like that. But that's generally around where we are with our whole family, getting everyone Christmas pajamas, all those types of traditions we normally do. And then also just a few gifts for them as well. And so we've never done an experience before, because where can you take a family of 8 on $2,000 to $3,000? It's hard for us even just to drive to southern Utah. We live in northern Utah. It's hard to even drive to southern Utah and stay someplace for that cheap with our whole family. It's very, very hard. And so I'm like, we can't go on an experience. Like if we want to fly somewhere, it's going to be at least 5 times that amount for us all to go somewhere, to pay for airfare, to pay for someplace to stay, and to pay to do stuff there, and for food and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be so expensive. So I've never even considered it because we just don't even spend close to that amount for Christmas. But this year, since we're already going to be in Africa, it makes a good environment for some other options. So what are we doing for Christmas, or after Christmas, because it's going to be in April? We're going to go to Paris. So why did we decide on going to Paris? The first easiest answer is because most of the flights that go to the country that we're going to, which is called Benin, it fly through France. They fly through Paris, and then they fly down to Africa, partially because we're going to a French-speaking country and stuff. And so it just made sense. Like we're already passing through. And so on the way back, which we're coming back from Africa in April, we're going to stop in France for a few days. And so that's kind of like, it was just convenient and made sense and didn't add that much extra to our plane tickets that we were already having for the way home. Another reason is because my 12-year-old daughter is obsessed with Paris. There's not any particular reason why, except that my husband and I went there when our 8-year-old was a baby. My husband had a conference, and so a lot of the trip was paid for, so I came with him. You know, we had a 4-month-old, so she came along as well. And ever since then, my older daughter has just been obsessed with it. She's always wanted to go. She wants to study French, like just all these things. She's just been obsessed with it. And so the opportunity presented itself, and so we're gonna go. It wouldn't have been my first choice because I've already been there, and I'm not particularly like a city person. I don't love museums. I don't love lots of people. I would love to just be on a coastal, like rural city or in the mountains or something like that, over visiting someplace I've already been. And it was fine the first time, but it wasn't like, woohoo, you know, like a lot of people go and they're just like, this is amazing. And I was like, okay, it's cool. I don't know. But I know a lot of my kids are gonna love it. Some of them won't care. Some of them won't know what's happening, but a lot of them are gonna love it. So we'll give them something on Christmas to let them know, but it won't actually be happening until April when we're heading home. And then we'll stop in Paris for 3 nights, so 4-ish days. And the flight from Africa is a red eye, so we're all gonna be like a little bit zombie-ish that first day, but we'll figure out some stuff to do. We'll probably spend a day in Versailles. There's a temple for our church in Versailles, and so we'll probably go over there and check it out as well. And then we probably won't actually go into a lot of attractions. My husband and I didn't when we were there either. We didn't have time to. His conference wasn't in Paris. And so we just had a few days in Paris, and we just quickly like hit all the sites, which was actually my favorite part. Like just quickly stopping by. We went to the Louvre real quick. We didn't actually go in. And then we saw the Eiffel Tower, but it was it was so busy. That was something I actually would have thought was cool, like climbing to the top. And I love that kind of like exercise, but the lines are crazy long. And so we didn't do that. We saw Notre Dame, however you want to say it, before it caught fire, and now it's been restored and stuff. So all those things, but it was just like we had maybe a day to go to all those things. So we were like jumping on all the public transportation and just going around, and it was super fun. That was like my favorite part, was seeing how many, it was like a game. How many places can we hit in one day as quickly as possible? Because that's all the time we have. And so it'll probably be something sort of similar. We'll see what we're able to do and stuff like that. Like I said, I don't love museums. I don't think we're planning to go to a museum. But we'll go, like the Louvre from the outside just looks very cool, and it has a fountain on the outside, like the water, like there's pools of water. And we were there when it was super hot, so you were able to like soak your feet in it. So there'll be some of those things that we do. And like I said, we'll go to Versailles. It's going to be still a very quick trip, and we're all going to be exhausted to wanting to actually get home and stuff like that. But we just thought it would be a fun opportunity and give our kids like this cool extra memory and fill some of their bucket lists, because some of them, this is something they've really wanted to do, and make a cool picture. We can have my 8-year-old take a picture in the front of the Eiffel Tower and then show her baby picture in front of it. So it'll just be a fun thing for us to be able to do as a family. All right, so that is what I'm getting my kids for Christmas this year. Mostly it's a trip to Africa with some little added bonuses and stuff like that. But that's what we're doing this year. It's a little different than normal, but I'd love for you to put down in the comments some of the things that you're doing, or maybe even just some experiences you've done that have been reasonably priced, because a lot of things I see people do, I'm just like, how do you do that? Like, I would have to save for a couple years and like spend no other money to be able to do that kind of thing for a big experience for my family and stuff. So if you have cheaper ideas for experiences, I would love to hear them. But also just gifts that you're loving. Help everybody out that comes to see this video, and put some of your favorite things down in the comments, because I love that. I'm sure other people will appreciate it as well. And I hope you are all having a wonderful holiday season, which is really weird to be saying right now, but I hope it's going well, and a very Merry Christmas, and I will see you next time.